Okay, so I will list all the products down in the description, but first off I'm just starting off by grabbing a spoolie and brushing my eyebrow hairs up so I can get that defined line down the bottom, just as a starting point to create the eyebrows. Now I'm just grabbing a eyebrow like angled brush and just taking the powder underneath. Just creating that line. It doesn't matter how messy you really go with it because we will be going in with concealer. Now I'm just taking that product at the top of the eyebrow and just doing strokes in between just to fill it in and give it hair-like texture. Now that one eyebrow is done, there's just a before and after for a bit of a comparison. Now I'm just taking a primer and applying that to my face. Now I'm just going in with some concealer and cleaning up around my eyebrows. Now I'm going to go in with these two foundations that I like to mix together and apply that all over my face. A technique that I've found useful is when applying my foundation, I like to dab it over the areas that need the coverage instead of swiping. This will keep the coverage where you've placed it. Another technique that I've found useful when applying foundation is just to apply one even layer over the skin and then go in a second time only where it's needed. This will avoid buildup and looking cakey all over the face. So before I go in with that second layer of foundation that I spoke about for extra coverage, I do take a sponge and just use that all over the skin just to make sure there's no foundation buildup. I do normally use my beauty blender, I just couldn't find it at the time, so I use the sponge from my kit. So yep, now I'm going in with that foundation just in the areas that are needed, so basically my acne. And again, just sticking to that dabbing motion to keep the coverage where I place it with the brush. Now I'm just going in with that concealer, placing that under my eyes just to brighten that area. This is a personal concealer and not one from my kit, so I can put it straight onto my skin without having to deposit it first. Now I'm just taking the banana powder from this contour palette and placing that in the area that I just concealed. Now I'm just taking some powder and applying that to the rest of my face. A big tip that I can give with acne and makeup is to not overdo it with the powder. I know that your skin can get quite oily, but it's better to blot that throughout the day than to overdo it with the powder and make your skin dry and patchy. Now I'm taking that same contour kit as before and bronzing and contouring around my face. Again, with the powder and product in your affected areas, which for me that is my cheek, you just want to pat that on there, not rub. If you are having to dab in your product instead of blending it in like you might normally, you do want to start off with a smaller amount of product and gradually work your way up. And now I'm just going in with some blush. Now I am just going in with a little bit of highlighter. I do like this highlighter because it's not too intense, just because my cheeks are my problem area and my acne is under there. I don't want to bring too much attention to it. Now I'm just going in with my eyebrow gel. This one's my all-time favourite. This just keeps the hairs in place and just adds that extra little bit of colour. Now I'm just going in with some mascara. I did curl my eyelashes off camera before this. Now I don't wear lipstick on a daily basis just because I am on Roaccutane for my acne. My skin does get really dry, so Paw Paw is my go-to.